A Child's Journey Through Poetry, Volume 1, Adventure, Fun and Inspirational by Sabina Adewole. The Jogger in the Woods. She was about 9, was wearing a pink hat. She was running and enjoying the day. As she approached us, she slowed down. She sensed strangers. She was aware. She walked past us. Then she carried on her journey. She began to run. I was happy. She was aware of her surroundings. She listened to Mom and Dad. She put that out there on her journey. Strangers' danger. The Boy on the Train, Innocence. We sat on the train. He came and sat opposite me. His sister sat next to me. I felt like swapping seats, but then our eyes met. I looked away. He had brown eyes with dark hair. He was wearing a navy blue hoodie. We were all adults in the carriage. He came across as very innocent. The boy on the train, he would speak with his sister. She was reassuring to him, made him feel safe on the train. His innocence shone through the journey. The Young Dad and the Stroller. They were walking. They were a couple. They seemed quite young. The baby in the stroller was sitting up and looking at Dad. As I walked past, I noticed the unity, a lovely young family, enjoying a day. They carried on walking in the opposite direction. I thought to myself, he will grow up doting on his dad. The young dad and his stroller carried on his journey. The toddler and his mum at the bus stop. We were waiting at the bus stop on a sunny afternoon. It was busy and there were lots of buses and people around. The boy and his mum were also waiting for the bus. The boy was holding on to the pram under the watchful eye of his mum. He began to play and was moving toward oncoming traffic. He was wise enough to know to stop. His mom was watching closely. He was enjoying a day waiting for the bus with his mum at the bus stop. The bus pulled up and the mum, the toddler and the baby in the pram carried on their journey. The Brave Boy in the Park. It was a Sunday, a nice sunny day. I went to the park. I bumped into the miniature track. I went on the gym rides in the park. There were children on different equipment. I sat and was enjoying a ride. I was approached by a boy of about 6. He asked if he could have a go too. I was in the middle of a video. I gave up my video and let the brave boy have a ride on the ride. I thought he was confident and brave to approach a stranger in the park. I carried on my journey, the brave boy in the park. The Swing Boys. It was a nice day in the park. The children were having fun. There were families having fun. The cup and the saucer, the slide was packed with kids having fun. There were the boys on the swings. They were swinging quite high. They were upside down and enjoying themselves. I was quite startled as I enjoyed swinging as a child. I watched and then I carried on my journey. Be safe as you swing away. Toys. Toys, toys, toys. Play, play, play. Fun, fun, fun. We learn so much from playing, flying, sailing, driving, cycling, training. We arrive at our destination. No shortcuts, slow and steady. Here you go, away on our journey. Crayons. What's your favorite color? Why do you color? What do you like about coloring? Can you apply two colors? What's your favorite drawing you have colored? What has inspired you to color? My teacher taught me how to color. My teacher showed me how to enjoy art. I can express myself through my coloring. I hope you can paint yourself using your color pencils. Enjoy your colors and your journey. Music guitar. My two sons played music instruments, one on a bassoon, the other on the electric guitar, one on the trumpet. My daughter tried the piano. It's such a talent to be able to play an instrument. What do you enjoy about music? What do you enjoy about playing? You can be in a band one day. You could be in an orchestra playing at a concert in the Royal Albert Hall. Next time you have the opportunity, enjoy the journey, as you never know where you may end up one day. British has got talent. Bubbles. Sometimes life can throw you challenges, but you sometimes end up in your own bubble. You enclose yourself in your own world. A bubble can go as far as you let it go. If you blow hard enough, your bubble would travel far. But if you let your bubble burst before it takes off, then you can only blame one person, and that's yourself. I would entrust you to blow hard and far on your journey, as life will throw you a sea, stream, or an ocean, and you have to choose which way you want the bubble to go. Bubbles. Face painting. What does it mean to you when we paint our faces? Does this remind you of a tattoo? Do children just enjoy splashing paint at any opportunity? I had my face painted before, for charity. It's being creative. It shows your identity. It shows who you really are. Children enjoy playing with colors. It's part of their journey in life. You can paint as a child. You can paint as a teenager. You can paint as an adult. It's for everyone and anyone. Face painting, be mindful not to soil your clothes. Camping outdoors. It's that time of year. Bright sunny days, long days and short nights. I have never gone camping. I was never a girl guide, nor scout boy, nor brownie. But then you could go camping with family or friends. You can go to festivals and camp outdoors. Glastonbury amongst others. It's nice in the outdoors with a nice fire, sitting and chatting, just lazing around. I hope you can go camping one day. Try it on your journey and you won't regret it. Camping outdoors. School trips. It was summer. The children were out and about. Stratford Centre, the children in groups with their teachers were off to Thorpe Park. It was a water park. The children were excited. Time to let their hair down and let off the steam. They were all happy, relieved to have finished their exams. On the coach they got, off they went. Seatbelt on, drinks in their hands, hats on due to scorching weather. The school trip, another day on their journey. Picnic. Picnics. Picnics bring families together. We pack our baskets, food, drink, and nibbles. The joy of picnics has been around. It brings the family together. The children look forward to it. It's a time for bonding. Families can talk over food. Families can join with other families. The merrier the better. Picnics are fun. Picnics are for anyone. It brings joy to families. The fun of sitting on the grass. The fun of putting your cloth down to sit. Memories come alive as a child. With my brother and mum, a picnic in Canterbury, a picnic in Six Flags, a picnic on the Bar Beach. A journey of a picnic never ends. The merry-go-round. Breakfast in a box. Breakfast was served in the Travel Inn attending a wedding in Cornwall. Breakfast was served in a box. We had a cooked breakfast on day 1 at the Premier Lodge. Then, on day 2, we had breakfast in the room. Breakfast was in a box. It was compact and nice. Orange juice, muffin, milk and cornflakes. I thought this was healthy milk for calcium and strong bones, but if you have a milk allergy, you need to be mindful of your diet. Cornflakes are good to start your day for concentration and focus. Orange juice is for vitamin C and helps our immune system. It helps our wounds to heal on time. So breakfast is the most important meal of the day as you start your journey. Enjoy your breakfast. Seaside. Reminds me of Clacton, Brighton, Southend-on-Sea, and more recently, Carby's Bay. I enjoyed a day on the beach here. It was a place for families on vacation. It was a place where children were at play. After all, it was the beginning of the school holidays. It was also a place for the surfers. I could see their kayaks ready to float. It was a place for vacationers like me, just checking out the lovely sand on a nice summer day. What do you enjoy about the beach? What do you enjoy about the seaside? The atmosphere or the fun? The memories or the laughter you share? The joy of the summer holiday? What do you enjoy as you continue on your journey? It might be Margate tomorrow. Seaside. Building blocks. If God does not build the house, the builders build in vain. When you are at nursery, you start by putting one block onto another. You start by matching the colours. You continue by putting one block with another. You have an idea of what you are building. It might be a boat or a house. You look at the instructions or the picture and try to match the colours. It's your mindset that helps you achieve the aim of building the boat or house. It's this that makes it a success. Building with blocks is a way of you making a success of what you have learned through motor skills on your journey. You can see how far you have come and what you have achieved, where you want to go. Building blocks on your journey. Station assistant on my travels. Have you once found yourself waiting on a platform with a lot of passengers waiting to board, with train delays, and then you suddenly hear a calm voice of someone reassuring, giving directions to passengers, informing you of alternative routes? It is relaxing for everyone as you feel rest assured that you can continue your journey. This is the role of a station assistant on our platforms, in our very busy stations like London Bridge, which can take you in all directions. I once had a family friend who worked as a station assistant. She enjoyed her job and spoke highly of her role. She went on to become a regional station manager. So there is scope on this journey. I said thank you to the guy in Leytonstone platform as I carried on my journey, station assistant. Bouncy Castle. We have all been on one in our lifetime. The school fetes, the church bazaars, the festivals, the fairgrounds in our local communities. All remind us of bouncy castles. Have you been on one before? What comes to mind when you go on one? Is it the thrill of the moment? Or is it the adventure itself? Or is it the fact that you can mix with other children? What comes to mind when you enjoy your time on the bouncy castle? Is it a place you can hide away? Or is it a place you can be yourself? Is it a place you can explore a play? The slide, the playpen, the castle. Does it make you feel like the prince or princess in the castle? Enjoy your journey in the castle. Pie chart. What is a pie chart? What does it mean to you? A pie on a chart, a piece of cake on a plate, a slice of cheesecake, a slice of chocolate cake. When this is cut, it's cut in the shape of a triangle. A pie chart illustrates a graph in math. It can be used for demographic. It can be used for statistics. It can be used to analyze a ratio. It can be used as a proportion. I have come across a pie chart as a game for a group of children. They go round in a circle on their journey on the merry-go-round. Farm animals. It reminds me of Animal Farm. Was visiting Luton Hoo. We saw the farm and the animals, a horse and a cow and the horse. Visited Samori Castle. There were 3 cows grazing. When you go to the zoo, you will find different animals. What is your favourite animal? Do you have a pet at home? London Zoo, Colchester Zoo. What's your favourite spot? I love giraffes. I love zebras. Keep moving on your journey. The map. It was at our Land Rover experience at Luton Hoo. We arrived at the reception. We sat down as there were a group of people waiting to go on the drive. I sighted this map on the wall. This was the map of the world. I noticed Africa in the middle as a continent. I chose to write a poem about the map. I counted 7 continents: Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, South America. How many continents can you identify? In which part of the world do you live? A continent is defined as a landmass. It is identified by convention rather than any criteria. What is the largest continent? Asia. Asia has 50 countries and is the most populated continent. Enjoy your journey as you navigate the map. Snowman. Have you been part of a winter season? Have you been part of the snow? Have you made a snowman? I have made one as a child. My children have made one when they were aged 7 and 5. It had a carrot as a nose. It had 2 tomatoes for eyes. They added snow upon snow and they had a snowman. We also have an inflatable snowman which comes out once a year. Can you guess what time of year that is? Can you guess what other characters come out then? Have you watched Snowman? Have you been on an adventure to the North Pole? A snowman can come to life if you try. I encourage you to build a snowman and enjoy your journey to the North Pole. Snowman. The Buddhist Girls. We were visiting Luton Hoo, the Luton Hoo Hotel, golf and spa resort. As we sat in reception, the picture on the wall struck my attention. The line of orange girls in a row. I checked to see if they were girls or boys. They struck me as girls in a ceremony. Reminded me of the Jewish ceremony for boys when they turn 13. This struck me, so I looked into Buddhism. It's a different religion to Christianity or Islam. We have to accept different religions and learn something from one another. The Buddhist girls were on a journey during a ceremony. The two girls in front were carrying some items of importance. Again, this struck me as another culture. When they were handing over power to a new government, they had to carry different items as part of their tradition. What struck me most was one of the girls had a smile on her face. The Buddhist girls. Indoor gym. I went to the indoor gym at Fairloop. My nephew and niece were visiting from abroad. We paid and sat down while they went off to play. We sat and watched as the children played up and down, in and out, on the floor, on the ropes, in between the balls. The kids were having fun. They enjoyed the atmosphere. Of being amongst other children, the robes reminded me of my youth service. We train as para-troops. This is the beginning of the future. As you begin to understand that life is a journey, this could be the beginning of something new. The indoor gym. Miniature trains. I was visiting Lodge Lane Park. It was the Railway Club fun day. The trains were out on display for all. It was a family fun event. The park was packed as it was school holiday. The children were having fun. The families embarked on trains. There were babies having fun. There were toddlers. There were adults. It was for everyone. It was a family fun day. I was so glad I was able to make it to see the miniature trains in the park. Enjoy your journey on the miniature trains. Have you seen one before? The sheep on the hill. How many times have you lain in bed unable to sleep? How many times has Dad and Mom asked you to count how many sheep? How many sheep can you see in the picture? How many shades of green? Can you find the tree in the picture amongst other trees? How green is the picture? The hills, the trees, the grass, all appear so green and relaxing. With the little dots in the picture from the distance taken at the top of the hill, in acres of Luton Hill, a beautiful scene from the top of the hill. I drove past on my experience heading into town. What a sight, I thought. The sheep on the hill, the sky on top of the trees, was the only blue shade in the picture. I tried to make sense of the dots in the picture before I carried on my journey. Happy families. We all wish to have a daddy and a mummy. But do we all have a daddy and a mummy? Do you have a brother or sister? Do you have a stepmom or stepdad? Do you live with your grandparents? Are you living with foster parents? Do you live with mum? Or do you move from one home to another? Do you live with dad? These are all family settings or environments. You can live in these homes and be happy. We all want to have a perfect family life. But this might not always be possible. But this is not down to you. You can be happy if you want to be happy. You have to enjoy everyone that life presents you and be part of that family. Be a part of that unity. Unity is power. This could bring feelings of a happy family. I grew up in a single-parent family, living with cousins. I enjoyed my childhood. I was contented and happy in that environment. Be happy. Happy families. What's your journey been like? Twins. The joys of motherhood, the pain and the beauty, the competitiveness, the individuality, the uniqueness, the twins' identity, identical in nature, have been known to possess unique talent. Some look very similar, yet some look very different. Some can share the same talents, the same intelligence, and yet some can be so different with their abilities. I grew up amongst a lot of twins in my mother's family. In fact, all her sisters had twins except one of 4. It was nice to see the unique qualities they bring to the table. Do you know any twins? Have you met the unique brothers that appeared in Britain's Got Talent? Have you any twins in your school? Do you know any famous twins? The journey of a twin. Fire safety. Have you seen a fire? What colours form a fire? Yellow and orange, or a light blue if it's a gas cooker. The flame that lights a lantern, or the lighter that lights a cigarette, or the flame from the candle. All these light sources can make a fire, or the bonfire you make while camping. All these skills from the Boy Scouts or Girls Guides are life skills for a lifetime. I once involved in a fire situation that caught the nation. The Grenfell Tower was caused by a fridge accident. My family home was once in a fire. We need to test our appliances to make sure they are safe to use. At all times, turn off the lights or the lamps before you go to bed. The hot temperatures could also cause fires, like the Amazon fires or the California fires. Keep safe. Fire safety. The fire journey is not a great one. Muslim mother. As a child, I grew up in a Christian family, going to Sunday school on a Sunday, singing the chorus. Muslim mother. As a child, I grew up in a Christian family, going to Sunday school on a Sunday, singing the chorus and enjoying worship time. As I grew older, I became aware of the Muslim community. My neighbours in Somolu, my neighbours in Mile 2, they had a fasting period called Ilya. We had the Christian fast time. This lasted 40 days and represented when Jesus was in the wilderness. As a child, it did not make much of a difference, until I realized my friend was a Muslim. She had to tie the headscarf as part of the religion. I now became more aware that in schools you may come across children with the headscarf. So this is nothing to worry about, as we are all one before Allah or God. Religion brings us together as one. Love your neighbour as yourself. The Muslim mum would pick up her son from school every day. The journey she took to school as a mum. Pretty dog. I went to spell check my book at the printer. This dog came up to me where I was sitting. I looked into her eyes. They were pink. She wiggled her tail as she stood tall. Her coat was curly and pretty. She was like a part of the family, well trained, and did not pose any problem. She went and sat down. I took a back shot of her sitting, and then I caught another one from the side. She was the most adorable dog I had ever seen. It was International Dogs' Day, so I decided to write a poem about the pretty dog. I wonder what her name was. I should have asked for her name and titled this poem with her name. What has caught your attention lately? The pretty dog on her journey. Library on the street. We went for our evening walk. On our way back, we took a shortcut. The books on the wall, the toys in the skip. The front yard was untidy. A bit of decluttering, a way of downsizing. Then you take it to charity shops. I guess anyone can choose a book. If you want, I walked past. Checked out the library on the street. What a wonderful way to motivate the community on their journey. The library on the street. Uniforms. My daughter went to Edwards for A-levels. I was delighted she had to wear a uniform. She now attends college and there is no uniform. In America, they don't wear uniforms. It's kind of expensive not to wear uniforms to school. It opens up doors of inequality. As some kids wear expensive clothing to school, some schools would say no labels. As some children may feel intimidated, I went to a uniform school. I can remember all my uniforms in Lara Day blue and white boxes, in secondary green pinafore and white blouse, in A-levels white top and skirt. Uniforms are good for all. You can be identified in a crowd. You can get help more readily. It opens doors and identifies you as a minor. What's your favourite uniform? What has been your favourite journey in your uniform? Big shoes. Have you tried on your shoes for school? Have you tried on adult shoes? High heels for ladies or big shoes for men? Do you know some have feet but have no shoes? Are you thankful you have both? Some buy bigger shoes to last them longer. Do you know ill-fitting shoes can damage your feet? Do you know some cannot afford new shoes? Some have to buy from charity shops. Some buy seconds from markets. We are thankful we have the right sized shoes to go to school. We can be helpful to others, as we have extra pairs at home, big shoes, trainers, canvas, slip-ons, lace-ups. What kind of shoes do you wear on your journey? Milk the green cow. I was travelling through Zurich when I bumped into the green cow and the pig. Have you seen a green cow before? Have you been to a farm to see how to milk a cow? Do you know milk is produced from cows? It's a skill to master how to milk a cow. Can you write a story about how to milk a green cow with a pink nose? And explain what your journey has been like? I decided to write a poem about the green cow with the pink nose. Bumblebee. We were having a bowling night on our last night in Turkey. We sat in the bowling parlour. We played a game called Jumbo. This was a play area for children. There were all sorts of rides. I observed the bumblebee. It was colourful and vibrant. It caught my attention. There were reds, yellow, black, green. This would catch anyone's attention. The colours would draw a child's attention. I thought it would be the most popular ride on show. I thought the kids would be drawn to it. I would put a coin and join the ride. I would encourage the children to go on the ride, to have some fun and yet enjoy the colours, and find out how much a bee means to you. On our journey, they provide us with honey, and they may become extinct. Red car. So this happened in Turkey. It was our last night, the bowling night. We had finished the games. I was leaving when I saw the red car. It was one of the children's rides. The red car, with all its curves, its headlamp stood out. The bumper was hard as a rock with a smile. The headlamps looked like teeth. The grille looked like teeth. The back seats looked like a sports car in a race. The red lights on the lips, like indicators, reminded me of Lewis Hamilton's journey, red Ferrari. This would encourage a child to be a car racer, I thought. The red car in the bowling arena. Air Force One is the official carrier for the President of America. My Air Force One is from Antalya Bowling Parlour. It's called Air Force Two when the President is not in the air. Air Force One in Antalya does not fly high but can coast along. Air Force One is modified from a Boeing 747 for President of the USA. Air Force One in Antalya is modified for children from ages of 0 to 5 under parent supervision. Air Force One can cruise at about 600 miles per hour. Air Force One can cruise at an altitude of 50 miles per hour. Air Force One can carry up to 76 officials. Air Force One has been on a journey of a lifetime with the Presidents of America. Air Force One in Antalya is designed for one passenger only. Air Force One can stay up in the air indefinitely. Air Force One in Antalya can stay on the ground indefinitely. Air Force One is parked in a naval facility in Washington. My Air Force One is parked in a bowling facility in Turkey. I hope I can fly Air Force One someday. Air Force One is available at any time in Antalya, except you have to be a child to fly Air Force One. Would you like to fly a plane one day? Air Force One is the most famous plane in America. Air Force One is the most famous plane in Antalya. Air Force One. Recycle. What is recycling? Do you recycle? At home or at school? In the shops? You could recycle anywhere. The food, the paper, the plastic, the bottles, old clothing, plastic bags. You could recycle anything. The food banks, the charity shops, the church, the boot sale, or at places to recycle. The church, the boot sale are all places to recycle. I would rather encourage you to recycle than to throw things away. You could put a smile on someone's face. The unprivileged, the homeless, could all benefit from any of these. In winter, in the cold months, they could pop into shops or food banks for more. Recycling is there to encourage anyone. The local authority provides us with bins to recycle all the time. Do you recycle? Where do you recycle? Would you recycle? I encourage you to recycle. Good luck on your recycle journey. Halloween is also known as All Halloween, All Hallows Eve, or All Saints' Eve. The season is observed in several countries. 31st October, my sister-in-law's birthday. It is the eve of the Western Christian feast of All Hallows Day. It is also known as the evening before the Christian All Hallows Day. It originated with the ancient All-Celtic festival of Samhain. People light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts. It is the one night when the barriers of the dead and living break down. It is one event observed worldwide where children don costumes carve pumpkins, and collect sweet treats from neighbours. It was started by the Celtics to scare away the ghosts and spirits. Do you celebrate Halloween? Have you done a sweet treat? Have you carved your pumpkin? What is your favourite memory of Halloween? The Christians know the day as All Hallows Eve, the day before All Saints' Day, Halloween. What has your Halloween journey been like? Twin cars of colours: red, blue, yellow, green, primary colours from school, remind me of Noddy the character. But to get two cars in one was such a mystery on a special ride. Going round in a circle would make you dizzy, makes you think the best come in twos. What does this mean to you? If one car doesn't work, you can ride the other one. Makes you think to plan ahead, makes you wonder why we have a Brexit plan. You need to know ahead to fuel or not to fuel, to walk or go round in a circle, to ride or walk, to skip or cycle, to exercise or to run. We all have our choice on our journeys. The twin cars of colours. Space shuttle. I have been to NASA. Always loved to find out about space. Entered a competition with a space poem. Went to Epcot. Enjoyed the fantasy. Been reading about Richard Branson. Been reading about new planets bigger than Jupiter. What are your memories of space? What's your favourite planet? How do you get to space? Have you heard about the space station? Who was the first man to go to space? Have you learned about Louis Armstrong? Tell me one thing about space. The space shuttle was a partially reusable air orbit spacecraft system used and operated from 1981 to 2011 by the US. This was used by NASA on their journeys of the shuttle program, Space Shuttle.
Daycare. I remember when my daughter was young, I searched for a suitable nursery as it was time to return to work. She ended up going to the nursery close by. We then had to move her to a bigger nursery when she was 2. I remember her birthday cake at the time, Winnie the Pooh. She also had to change nursery to one closer to my work. As a mother, it takes a lot to leave your child in the care of others. Until one day, a fire broke out in the second nursery. This was scary when we received the call. The children were moved to a new location. My daughter started to suck her thumb as a result of this incident. My daughter now settled into a third nursery. She became friends with one of the nurses there. It was more relaxing. I could pop in during my lunch hour as it was close to work. I could settle down at work. Now I knew she was in safe hands. Have you been in daycare? Have you any memory of your daycare journey? My daughter remembers the one nurse. Daycare.
The green unicorn is a legendary creature which has been described since antiquity as a beast with a single horn projecting from its forehead. I saw this at the window as I walked past. I stopped and took a photo. The colour of the unicorn was popping at me. I thought I could write a poem about unicorns. Most unicorns are white, lilac or pink. But this one portrayed masculinity, so boys could have unicorns too, I thought. Have you a story about a unicorn? Have you got a unicorn as a toy? Would you want one as a toy? I think green is the new colour as it does not box you into a corner. So when next you walk past anything green, stop and give it a thought or two. The green unicorn. Stop and give it a thought or two on your journey. Global warming, climate change. What do you understand about the planet? What are the effects of global warming? Have you noticed the ice melting of glaciers? This leads to increased temperatures and stratification of our planet. Global warming can affect our food, which in turn can affect water supplies. This could have adverse effects on our health, leading to malnutrition, diarrhea, cardiovascular respiratory disease, waterborne, insect-transmitted disease. What can we do to save our planet? Tell me one thing you will do, having read my poem today. Climate change. Have you seen the demonstrators? Do you agree we need to do something? Can you help the demonstrators on their journey? Building site. What happens on a building site? You have a lot going on a building site. You have the builders, plumbers, carpenters, electricians, painters, surveyors, designers, architects, and everyone and anyone on site working together as a team. What can you achieve on your journey in the team? What should you do to keep yourself safe on the site? You wear your reflector jacket, your boots, your hard hat, your goggles. All this is to keep you safe and protect you from any injury or accident on site. Why do you have to wear the right type of clothing or equipment? This is because they are health and safety laws, and if we do not adhere to them and someone becomes unwell or there is an injury, you can become liable to prosecution. I hope this poem has helped you understand what goes on at a building site. Would you like to go there one day? Have you been to one already? Have you seen building work happening around your neighbourhood? Have you seen building works happening in town centres? There are lots of building sites around you. A note from the author. Dear reader, my name is Sabina, and I was once a child like you. I hope to have provided you with the type of inspiration I would have enjoyed as a child. It is my wish for you to have found something within these pages that you can take away on this journey with you. I find writing poetry inspiring and started to write about 18 months ago. I thank God for giving me the insight to write poetry. It is a gift for me to share with readers like you. I would like to continue to inspire the younger audience with my poems, and if you would like anything different, please drop me an email. Also, if there is any poem you have really enjoyed, it would be nice to gain some feedback from you or your mom, dad, nana or papa and other caring adults. I have enjoyed writing the poems in this series and hope you have enjoyed it too. Thank you. Sabina. I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. Be good for your parents and don't forget to subscribe.